You can't make a Japanese role-playing game without roles, can we? Thanks to Final Fantasy's method of character generating, we now have heroes named after meteorological effects, old man named Sid who almost always is an engineer or mechanic in some way, and tween upstarts acting way too big for their britches. And believe me when we say we wouldn't have it any other way. Join me as we celebrate the different Final Fantasy hero archetypes. And we start off with the #1 reason why there are so many female gamers who adore this series. It's hard to make a Final Fantasy title without the inclusion of the mopey stoic jerk who gets top billing. Squall, Cloud, Cecil, these are the guys that get the job done eventually with whatever weapons and conviction they have handy. Like, oh say a giant buster blade bigger than its wielder, or a gun attached to a sword, or is it the other way around? But when you start off, it's hard to feel for them when they're stonewalling all sorts of positive and emotional feedback from their well-meaning pals. But the ladies do love the bad boys with a bit of thick air of mystery surrounding them, ready to be peeled off like onions and bananas. Special mention should also go to Lightning from Final Fantasy XIII for being the first female to take up this mantle. On the other side of the hero coin, you've got your top billers who see the world with a half-glass full mentality. It doesn't matter if there's a giant blue knight trying to unleash a giant demonic tree onto the world, or if the writers are ripping off Dragon Ball Z close to a story's climax. These guys will always find a way out of a world-ending situation without sounding dejected one bit, as well as not having much of a fashion sense. Of course, all sense of mystery is gone with these fellows, since they're kinda by the books with the whole good versus evil thing, which kinda puts the sulky emo boy heroes in the lead for getting the most girl fans. Do note, however, that both these archetypes will have some sort of gimmick to make them interesting, like being an alien, a clone, or a basket case. For every successful hero, there's always an equally successful heroine. Usually taking up the role of the support or healer, or at times a pugilist with big eyes, she'll always stick to her man from the moon or her manifestation of dead people's dreams. Frail of body but strong in will, she'll almost always rely on the main male lead, though at times they do take charge whenever said hero is incapacitated. Don't let her demure stature fool you, she can still kick enough ass thanks to her incredibly high magic stats and summoning abilities. You mostly hate these younglings, but you can't help but feel your optimism and cheerfulness sink into your very core soul. When an insane plot twist involving time compression wrecks your day, who better than Selfie to start blurting out stuff from her online diary to make things irrelevant than it already is? We also like our perky McHappysons play the role of thieves and match wits with our heroes. Not so much this abomination of saturine here. It should be noted that some of them do prance around in less than practical get-ups and hairstyles for the target audience's edification. Oh Japan. They make you laugh, as well as look ridiculous even by the world's ludicrous standards. They also have pretty out there power-ups to dispatch their foes, like the power of gambling and the power to devour a monster whole, regardless of size and calorie count. Of course, it's hard to justify their inclusion when you've only got so little party space to spare. The Roger Murtaghs of Final Fantasy, these guys may claim that they're too old for this stuff, but they're still willing to depart any sort of wisdom to their fellow party members who are but a fraction of their age. Their ramblings, cursings, and misogynistic tendencies steal the show at times, but it's also their ability to lay the smacker down in dire and noble times that cement their place in the party. There's that quote we often hear, speak softly and carry a big stick. That's all these guys need. At times, they outshine the main hero in the coolness quote just because he either starts out as a bad guy with bad intentions at first but ends up becoming the party's anti-hero. They don't need to say much either because their actions and their elongated backstories that play out in the middle of the main story speaks louder than words. On a related note, they do crop up together with the sulky emo boy archetypes in numerous slash fictions you can find online. Try to top that, 50 Shades of Grey. These are but a smattering of our favorites. Tell us, which are your favorite archetypes? Do you believe that we're missing like one or two? Tell us at the comments box below.